Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Waste Ed. As always, I'm Vicky Binko, and today we're going to be starting a new series called What is This Thing? Where basically I talk about new products and their impacts on the marketplace and on the waste management system. And for our first episode, I want to talk about these single-serve coffee containers. So brands like Keurig, Tassimo, and Espresso have dramatically increased in popularity in recent years because of their machines that can make a convenient and quick single cup of coffee. And sales of these machines, that range anywhere between $100 and $500, continue to increase. Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, the makers of the Keurig machine, currently hold the largest stake in the market at around 35%. But brands like Tassimo, Nespresso, and the new Starbucks Verissimo coffee maker are catching up fast. So here at my student house, I have a traditional drip coffee maker. But my family members back at home, they both have Keurig machines. So that's the brands that I'm going to be talking about the most in my videos. Now, I love coffee. And I'm not saying people should give up drinking coffee completely, but what I am saying is that if you do use a single-serve coffee cup container, it's important that you know the impact this is having on your waste stream. So as an experiment, I got my parents, who are avid coffee drinkers, and my sister and her husband, who drink the occasional cup of coffee, to keep all of their single-serve coffee cup containers for the entire month of February. Altogether, I got 222 coffee cups. And this is what it looks like. So when the Keurig machines first came out, a lot of people thought that they were recyclable because the K-cup was made from plastic. But when you really look inside of a K-cup, that's when all the issues appear. So we're going to go on a journey to find out what's inside of a K-cup. So here's your typical K-cup. I have this one from the brand Timothy's. And I also have one from the President's Choice line. And this is a different shape because it's designed to fit in different machines. So one major reason why these can't be recycled is that they're a combination of materials which can't easily be separated, so they can't be recycled by their separate parts. So let's break into this bad boy. First, you have the foil lining on top, and aluminum foil by itself is recyclable, but because it's heat sealed onto the cup, it can't be separated, and that can't be recycled separately. But once you break into it, so under the foil you get to the coffee grinds themselves, and coffee is an organic product. So it can be recycled into compost through either your municipal green bin program or through a backyard composter. But because it's trapped under a layer of foil and by the plastic, it can't be taken out. So it causes issues when you put this in your blue box because you can't have organic material in your blue box program. So after you remove the coffee, so now you're just left with the paper filter that acts to filter the coffee grinds so they don't end up in your drink. And because this is an organic material and has the same issues as the coffee grinds themselves, in that they could be recycled into compost, but they're effectively trapped between a layer of foil and a layer of plastic. And they are also heat sealed to the K-cup itself, so it makes separation that much more difficult. And since because these cannot get recycled, that means they end up in a landfill. And organic material in a landfill means a whole bunch of issues, mainly the development of methane gas, which not only is a greenhouse gas that is 20 times stronger at trapping heat than carbon dioxide is, but it also leads to a lot of the issues surrounding landfills, like odors. So once you remove this, and finally, you're left with the plastics container itself. And there are a couple of reasons why this can't be recycled. First of all, it's really small. So general rule of thumb is that if it's smaller than the palm of your hand, it can't be recycled. It won't be able to be picked up by the machines they use in the sorting facility, and it won't be able to be gathered together, and it cannot be made into a new product. Second of all, there is no number associated to this plastic, so we don't know what type of plastic it is. So take, for example, a plastic water bottle. You see the recycling sign, and then you see the number inside the recycling sign. That tells you what type of plastic it is. In this case, it's number 1 type of plastic. But that sign does not mean it can be recycled. That's actually trademarked by the plastics company, so they can tell you what type of plastic it is. Not all numbers of plastics can be recycled through all types of municipalities. So the problem with single-serve coffee cup containers is that there are no numbers at all associated with this type of plastic, and the manufacturers won't even tell you what type of plastic it's made from. So that means it's a mixed plastic, meaning that there are a hodgepodge of different numbers of plastic in this container. And because of that, it won't be able to be melted down evenly, and it can't be made into a new product. So even the plastic itself is not recyclable. Now we have the PC brand single-serve coffee cups, and these are designed so that they can be used in different brands of single-serve machines, from a Keurig to an espresso. So these are a little bit different in that instead of a foil lining, they have a plastic film lining, and they have a thick plastic rim instead of a cup, and they have a plastic papery mesh at the bottom. And these has the same issues as the K-cup. They still have a plastic top, and they still have the coffee grinds. And then they have a plastic rim attached to a paper plastic mesh. Keurig in the broader coffee community has acknowledged that all single-serve coffee cup containers are not recyclable. Now that we've addressed our main concern that these are inherently unrecyclable because of their so many different components, we have to move on to a different concern. The fact that convenient thinking is overtaking the broader community. The problem is in its name, a single-serve coffee container. Reuse is the second tier on the waste management hierarchy, so the whole point of something having a single use defeats the whole idea of something being reused again for the same purpose. So much waste has been generated from this convenient mindset. In this case, people are in the mindset that it is more convenient for them to use a single-serve coffee cup and have a coffee ready in a matter of seconds than waiting a couple more minutes to have the exact same thing but done in a more sustainable way. You know, if everyone keeps using single-serve coffee cups, we're going to have a latte problem. So how can we fix it? Let's start at the top with reducing. Use a traditional drip coffee maker. I'm old school like that, and that's just how I prefer my coffee. It's super easy because then you can just grab the filter and the coffee grounds, put them into your backyard composter or your green bin, and they get recycled into compost. And if you're still into the single-serve coffee maker craze, make sure you use their filter, which allows you to add your own liners and your coffee grinds into it. This way, you can dump the organic material into a backyard composter or a green bin and reuse that filter again and again. Second, reusing. And although they can't be reused for their original purpose, there are still lots of other options we have on how they can be reused. I put links in the description below on how we can make seed starters, ornaments, and even an advent calendar. And lastly, recycling. Since these can't be recycled as they are, make sure you remove the foil top and empty out the organic contents, which are the coffee grinds and the filter, into your green bin so those can get turned into compost. Thanks everyone for watching. Below in the description are the links to all of my sources as well as links to the instructions on where you can remake all of those K-cups. And remember, if you guys come up with unique ideas on how to reuse a K-cup, take a picture of it and put it on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag ReuseThatKcup.